Well, there was dancing in the Italian Borsa in Milan as well as in Frankfurt and Wall Street over the replacement of Silvio Berlusconi as Prime Minister of Italy with an unelected economist. Democracy is overrated anyway, especially when it produces characters like him, of course. Asian markets also did very well today with gains of more than 2% common, but in Australia the market only rose 0.2% because the two mining giants, BHP and Rio, unaccountably went backwards, despite a 2% rise in the copper price on Friday, as well as a 2% rise in the spot price of iron ore. Uranium miner Paladin, on the other hand, jumped 8%, and Leighton was the best of the big industrials. The banks were mixed, small rises and falls in equal measure. The Australian dollar jumped sharply though, which may have contributed to the weakness of Rio and BHP. On Friday it was 101.5 against the US dollar. Tonight it's nearly 103, and it's also up sharply on the trade-weighted index. Tonight's economic data is lending in September down heavily as consumers continue to spurn debt and try to save. It's also showing up in credit card balances, which actually fell in September. Credit card limits grew by just 1.5% over the past year, the slowest growth on record. Tonight's graphs illustrate the two-speed economy. First, the direct impact of the high currency, a huge increase in tourist departures and a fall in arrivals. And second, the rise in mining investment as a percentage of GDP, going right back to 1860. Now, it looks huge, and so it is, except when you look at the left-hand scale. It's gone from 1% of GDP to 7% over about 10 years. A big increase, but from a low base. And it's certainly not dominating the economy. And that's finance.